Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2 takes place a few months after the first film. The team has just been doing a couple of odd jobs, getting hired to protect towns, get rid of giant monsters, or maybe even save a cat from an alien tree. And well, when we finally do get to see these characters, they're in the middle of a mission. This mission is going perfectly fine until they have to escape. In escaping, they crash land on a planet, and thus have it, this planet is inhabited by Peter Quill's father. Along the way, we'll get to learn a little bit about Peter's heritage, solve a couple of broken pieces within the team. Not just that, but save the galaxy one more time with an awesome soundtrack in the background. That's all pretty much say without giving any spoilers to you guys. This is a spoiler-free review. I'm just going to tell you what I liked about the film, what I didn't like, hit you with a rating system just like this one, breaking down the elements of the film and giving you a final ranking. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is once again written and directed by James Gunn. And James Gunn, again, has just proven himself to be an amazing director, a guy who truly understands what these characters are like. Because before I get into my positives, I want to definitely let you guys know this right now is my favorite film of the year thus far. Some positives for the film, like I said, James Gunn knows these characters. He understands what we like about them, what we don't like about them, the things we want to know about them. All the questions you had from the first film are all resolved here. I also like how the film only took place a couple months after the first one, because when that film ended, I didn't think they were a perfect team. They had a lot of unresolved issues, a lot of fighting and bickering, difference of opinions that I don't think was resolved from just saving the galaxy one time. But the reason I bring that up is because every character in this film actually has a story arc, a progression in their character, something where you learn more about them, where you get to understand them more, and also get to like them a lot more. That doesn't just happen for Peter, the main character, it happens for every single one of them. Because this is a team film, and like a team, not everybody has the same favorite character. So it's obviously a smart choice for him to put little things throughout the film to make you appreciate every character in it. The music also, of course, handled so perfectly by James Gunn. While I will say a lot of the songs weren't as memorable as the first one, there still are about 3 songs that are stuck in my head right now that I had to replay as soon as I got home. Definitely when this comes out on vinyl, I'm gonna want to buy it. Not just that, but this film is also way funnier than the first film. Right off the bat, you get the idea and the tone of how this film's gonna come out. They're in the middle of a mission, music is starting to play up, and of course, Baby Groot. Baby Groot is the best thing to happen to cinema in a long time. If you do not fall in love with this character by the end of the movie, I am gonna believe you don't have a soul. I thought from the beginning of the film I might find his character a little annoying. They were gonna go a little too cute with him. I get it, he's baby, he's small, and I thought they were gonna overplay that, but actually I don't think there was enough Baby Groot throughout the film. He sort of fades into the background and only shows up a few times throughout the film, but when he does show up, you better believe you're gonna say, "Aww," because I know I did. The action in the film is also leveled up. The bright colors, the choreography, everything really well done. The villain of this film, while I don't want to spoil who it is, because I do believe it is a spoiler if I say who the overall villain is, was very threatening, very menacing, and a perfect fit and a dynamic for this team. You also have Yondu as a character who I did not think I would be so sentimental about a character like Yondu. In the first film, I liked him. I thought he was a badass. But the way he came out in this film, like I said, character progressions and story arcs. This guy had an amazing story arc. I really found myself caring about the character of Yondu. Because one thing that this film does great is carry on themes. You have so many themes going on in this film. You have the sister theme with Gamora and Nebula having this bickering back and forth. And of course, Peter meeting his father and getting to see what that's like. Of course, he's very excited to finally meet this man, and that father and son relationship they have, it's really well done through the film. But the overall theme in this film is Vin Diesel's family. Family is the big thing that carries on throughout this film, and it's handled so well. You believe the team dynamic, and you believe these people are family. I have no negatives to say about this film. I could not think of any negatives to say. I only had one little complaint about the film, but it's a tiny nitpick. There was one scene in particular where they're jumping from light speed to light speed. It gets a little cartoony, eyes bulge up, some CGI happens. Kind of took me out of the film just a little bit, but it was nothing to really take me away from the overall enjoyment of this film. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a masterpiece. I might be overhyping this, but I just really found myself liking this film through the emotions, the action, the progression of the characters. Before watching this film, thought it was a bad idea that James Gunn was back to direct the third film, but after seeing this, I think he truly understands his characters, and I would not be happy if he wasn't able to finish off this trilogy. Alright, so for Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm gonna give action 5 stars. stars. The action in the film was all well done. I can't think of one action scene where I thought this is boring, I don't want to see this. James Gunn even directed a better Superman fight than in Man of Steel. Comedy in the film, I'm also going to give 4 stars. It was very funny. All the jokes landed with me. Drama in the film, I am going to give 4.5 stars because there was a lot going on, not just with Peter's father. You have the Yondu story arc, you have the Gamora and Nebula fight, just a bunch of little stories wrapped up in one big story. Horror in the film, I am going to give 1 full star because there is a scene involving the villain where you see him go from skeleton to a full-on human flesh. That was pretty frightening but freaking awesome. Suspense in the film, I am going to give 4 stars to because James Gunn is just so good at building tension, especially towards the end of the film and even in the main climax. I really did believe every character was in danger of their lives. Casual fans, I'm going to give an A+. Cinephiles, I'm going to give an A+. Critically, I am going to give an A-. Overall, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 gets the 3C film guarantee. So that was my overall opinion on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. While I do think a lot of people will fight me that it's not as good as the first one, it's not even better than it, I will be the first to say it is on par with the first one, if not just slightly better. I might change my mind after a few days, but I'm just hyped up in how awesome that movie was. Curious to know your guys' thought on the film, so leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to reply to whatever you say. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.